All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the State Court of Clayton County, Georgia. I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This is the jail and probation calendar for April 29th of 2025. I'm going to call the calendar in a moment, but it's, as I announced earlier, we have some issues getting some of the individuals up from the jail, which has not allowed their attorneys the opportunity to speak with them. So we're going to hold on that for a moment, but before we call the calendar, I'm going to go ahead and set up a breakout room so that at least the attorneys can start negotiating with the jail. With the state. So let me go ahead and set up the breakout rooms. And I'll put the courtroom in the breakout room with Ms. Ponder. Breakout room number 1. And then when you all have an announcement, come on back.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you.
I have spoken to most of the inmates prior to, I spoke to most of them yesterday, so I have announcements on most of the inmates.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so go ahead and go into the breakout room, and when you come back, we'll go ahead and do the calendar. We do have one person on the arraignment calendar, and that's Ms. Swan. Ms. Swan, as soon as they come back, we'll go ahead and address your case also.
No problem.
Thank you. All right. You have an announcement?
Judge, I do have announcements on the vast majority of the jail calendar. If you want to run through that or
I do.
okay. Do you want?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That way we don't delay anything while we're waiting. All right, the first case on the calendar, the jail calendar for Clayton County State Court, April 29th of 2025 is Marshall Jerome Allen.
Yes, Judge. Spoken to Mr. Allen. That's going to be a negotiated plea today.
Okay. All right, Breeding, Antoine Deshawn Breeding.
Judge, I spoke to Mr. Breeding yesterday, and we are going to accept the state's offer and negotiated plea today for both cases.
All right, Brooks, Miss Melissa Rochelle Brooks.
Judge, we'll submit an appointment order, but I have spoken to her, and we have a negotiated plea.
Oh, cooking with grease. Jahai Hamilton Cruz. Mr. Cruz is back.
So, Judge, I have not spoken to Mr. Cruz. If he wants us to be appointed, or you want to go ahead and appoint us, we can submit that. But I will need to get the information from the state on that if we're going to be appointed to Mr. Cruz.
All right, Mr. Cruz has 2 cases. So yeah, I'll go and appoint. The next one is Franklin, Myron Jermaine Franklin.
Judge, I did not speak to Mr. Franklin. However, based on the recommendation, I think it's likely we can get that resolved.
Okay. Jose Gonzalez Aguilar.
Judge, we will need a Spanish interpreter. I have spoken to him. I don't currently, well, I'm waiting for some documents on the state, so I'll need to hold on the announcement for that, but we may have a resolution as well.
All right, so you all, if you all could make a request for me for Ms. Tolles or Ms. Bermudez, that'd be wonderful. And Nakeba Monet Jones, Nakeba Monet Jones.
Mr. Jones is out to bond, I believe, not currently an active inmate.
And that's 2 cases. Jerry Lindley.
Judge, I have spoken to Mr. Lindley. I'm going to have to give him some additional information, and I should have an announcement after I have a brief conversation with him today.
Okay, Corey Tykevius Myers.
Judge,
he had previously entered a not guilty. I need to speak with him again to see if he has changed his status.
we'll need Mr. Taylor will need a conference with Mr. Myers. He's not up yet, but I'm sorry, he is up. So Mr. Taylor will have a brief conference. We should have an announcement shortly.
Okay, and he has 2 cases.
Yes, Judge, I believe so.
All right, Pearson.
That's
Jalen Linares Pearson.
Judge, Mr. Pearson is present, and I believe that Mr. Taylor may be relaying some additional, go ahead.
Your Honor, that's the state's motion, but Mr. Pearson's present.
All
Yes,
right.
Your Honor, and we're in the process. I assume that Mr. Taylor had the state's recommendation in the reports, but I'm providing the information. I'll update the court momentarily.
Okay. All right, Aaron Alicia Robinson.
Judge, that's going to be a negotiated plea today.
And I think the last case on the jail calendar is Brandon Lanier Turner.
Yes, Judge.
That's a petition.
Judge, I did speak to Mr. Turner. He intends to stipulate and ask the court to accept the recommendation from Ms. Chang. We are ready to do that. However, I do not believe Mr. Turner is up yet, but whenever he is, I can alert the court and we can try to get Ms. Chang out of here.
All right. And then the last case is the arraignment case, which is Ashley G. Swan. Ms. Swan is on video.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, we're not currently appointed to Ms. Swan, so if you.
Ms. Swan, if you wish to have counsel appointed to you, I can appoint the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis, and they can speak to you today about your case. Did you have your own attorney, or did you wish to represent yourself, or did you need an appointment?
I don't. With the appointment of the attorney, does that push another court date
Not necessarily.
necessarily? Okay. Of course, I'll be like a public defender, right? Free of charge, or
There's I think a small charge. It's like $50. The administrative fee, but other than that, it's a law firm that we employ or contract with to do it.
okay. I'll look into that. That's fine.
All right. So would you want to be appointed an attorney? Okay.
Yes.
So I'll ask them to speak with you. But what I'm going to ask,
Judge, you
Sorry,
accidentally.
you will let me know.
yeah. Do you know how to use the chat function?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Lynch, if you could send her a test chat and then she can respond with her phone number and email address, then you all can speak that way too if you wish to.
Okay, Ms. Swan, you're going to get a chat from Taz Taylor. Okay, and you're going to respond to that with your information, and we're going to go from there.
Okay, no problem.
So in the meantime, you can just mute your mic, and we'll either end up calling you on the phone or speaking to you some other way.
All right, so Ms. Swan, if you'll mute your device, then once they've had the opportunity to speak with you, they'll be able to make some announcements, but I just don't want to hear anything that you all are discussing, okay?
And
All
Your Honor,
right. Yes.
So as far as inmates, we do have Allen, Brooks, and Robinson, also Lindley, but those individuals, Allen, Brooks, and Robinson, are ready for negotiated pleas if you wanted to go ahead and roll.
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. You want to go ahead and bring out Mr. Allen?
Okay.
Oh, you do have to. And we do actually have Turner up now, so we could do that next.
Okay.
Yeah, bring out Mr. Allen, and then we're gonna do Turner next.
All right, this is Mr. Allen, correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right, good morning, Mr. Allen.
How you doing?
Good. Raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Mr. Allen, you're before the court on 2025 CR 03767 for criminal trespass. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Owen Lynch is with you at the podium. You're charged with criminal trespass. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
Judge, he pleads guilty today.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty, sir, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And Mr. Allen, if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Ma'am.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On April the 4th, 2025, officers responded to 1236 Rock Springs Street in reference to a domestic disturbance. When officers arrived on scene, they made contact with Lakeisha Johnson, spelled Lakeshia, last name Johnson, common spelling. Ms. Johnson stated that her boyfriend at the time, later identified as the defendant before you, threw all her belongings outside of the house. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is as follows. 12 months to serve, 18 days, credit for time served, balance suspended on the condition there is no violent or harassing contact with Lakeisha Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Judge, I have spoken to Mr. Allen. We do ask the court to accept the recommendation from the state.
What's going on? Why is it no violent or harassing contact?
So, Judge, the reason we asked for that is because the residence is Mr. Allen's residence. However, we're not sure whether, she's still going to be there. I have explained to Mr. Allen that even though it's no violent harassing contact, if she still is in the house and he has a legal right to be there, that he needs to avoid her or, go through the legal process as far as that. But I would ask that it is no violent harassing contact, so he can return to his residence. And I would point out there wasn't.
All right. Mr. Allen, what's going on with you and Ms. Johnson?
Well, me and Ms. Johnson, down the road, we have had, some history down the road. I think in my mind or my thoughts and that I know of, she won't be controlling. And with that being said, I'm not there.
Okay. Are y'all living together?
Yes, ma'am.
You gonna keep living together?
No, ma'am. I've been trying to get her to leave and everything. It's been going.
Okay, now you just can't put her out. If you need her to leave, you have to evict her at this point if she's not willing to leave.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because I don't want this happening again. I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 18 days. Credit for time served, balance will be suspended as long as you have no violent or harassing contact with Miss Lakeisha Johnson, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take care, sir.
Thank you, y'all.
You're welcome.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you're good. Just make sure.
I don't want this.
Pearson and Cruz right there. Can we get Mr. Turner? And hey, the judge mentioned something about suppressing the Spanish interpreter. Don't do that. Okay. Right here, Mr. Turner.
All right, raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true. Okay, you can put your hand down. All right, this is Mr. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the name.
Brandon Lanier Turner. He's
Oh,
here on-
Mr. Turner, okay. Mr. Turner, Ms. Chang, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Chang, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
I do.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Brandon Lanier Turner, you're before this court for a petition for revocation of probation on case 2021 CR 08044. You were before the court for DUI alcohol less safe on the 10th day of March 2025, sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 10 months and 10 days remaining. It says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits, that you tested positive for cocaine and alcohol on March 26, 2025. And you've failed to show proof of having a clinical evaluation as directed. All right, Mr. Lynch, what's going on with Mr. Turner?
So Judge, we are stipulating, he did indicate that he made a mistake and had a drink.
Where are they giving out the cocaine? Because you're the third person in the last 2 weeks who's tested positive around March 25th and 26th. Was it a party? Was somebody just freely handing out cocaine? Saying, hey, you on Judge Hayward's calendar, come get some cocaine? Did you get a message? What's going on?
Nah, it was kind of like ecstasy, kind of like that. I ain't know like.
Mr. Turner, now, see, the first thing you're going to learn since we in this probational relationship that we're in is, I've been doing this too long. You do not get cocaine by accident. First of all, as I understand.
I didn't say on accident. I didn't say on accident.
Oh, okay. I thought you said accidental.
Like pills, like ecstasy, like that. I ain't know. I can't test it when it's in my hand. I don't really know what it.
Okay, so you just saying somebody did something to your pill?
No, not to my pill. I bought some pills for ecstasy, but I didn't know it was like that.
Yo, so you thought you was getting Molly, but they gave you cocaine. It was a special. Mr. Turner, now once again, sir, come on.
I mean, that's just but I mean, I'm being honest with you.
I just really wish you would be honest. Because see, let me tell you, Mr. Turner, while you over there trying to make me think one thing, you're also trying to convince yourself that you don't have a problem. And let me just say, in your quest to get ecstasy, and then you turned around and got cocaine. Oh, what a lucky bonus. Because as I understand it, ecstasy is cheaper than cocaine. So if you find ecstasy and they gave you cocaine, they lost on the deal. And drug dealers never lose on the deal. That's not how they run their business model. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're willing to stand by that story that, hey, I was buying one thing and got another, you know what the next thing you might end up getting? Fentanyl. That's everywhere. And it don't take but a little bit to kill a lot of people. You have got to be aware that these folk out here ain't doing quality control. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in your quest to get whatever it is you're trying to get, don't focus on what you're going to tell me. Focus on what you're telling yourself. How old are you, sir?
How old?
36.
Okay, so you're 36. How long you plan on doing this whole drugs back and forth thing?
Not as long as it went. Definitely not as long as it went.
I'm just saying, because
I think what he meant to say is that he comply with the terms of probation going forward and not ingest any other substances.
that's what you think he meant to say, Mr. Letch. That's what he meant to say.
No,
Because
that's not what I meant to say.
I mean, Mr. Turner, I'm asking for practical reasons. I'm not just asking because my probation officers have a lot to do and I got to figure out whether it's worth it to even waste time with you. I have to figure out whether you are going to figure out that this is not the best way to live your life.
No, yeah, I understand that. I mean, I missed a lot of work, just even with this thing right here. So,
But forget missing work, sir. You are taking substances into your body. And like I said, if you telling me you went to get ecstasy and you ended up with cocaine, ooh, like I said, once again, what a bargain. But if you ended up with cocaine and you were supposed to get ecstasy, the next time you could end up with fentanyl and end up with a coffin. We clear?
I guess we don't understand.
So what I need you to do is start thinking about how you're going to get help to get over this addiction. Because for me, if somebody tells me you're not to have this particular substance or else you could go to jail, I'm going to do my level best to not seek out that particular substance, to not have that particular substance. And I'm going to try and avoid jail. You have a job. You might lose your job. You have a place to stay. You might not be able to go back to your place to stay. All of these are things that are at risk when you get a probation revocation. But instead of that, you went out seeking exactly what I told you not to seek, illegal drugs. So what I want you to think about is you're 36 years old. How much longer do you want to live in this type of cycle? How much longer do you want to abuse your body with the type of substances where you buying something you don't know what could be in it? You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Chang, what's the recommendation?
Your Honor, probation recommends that 6 days be revoked, credit for time served since April 23rd, continue on probation, drug screen each report, attend one AA or NA meeting per week, and complete the clinical evaluation by May 15th.
And he did have that evaluation scheduled for this week. He's gonna have to reschedule it, but I believe, and Ms. Chang can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe other than what's alleged on the petition, he has been pretty compliant, getting conditions taken care of.
He just
Yeah,
started,
Mr.
so
Yeah, he hasn't been on long enough to actually for us to even talk about how compliant he has or has not been. Mr. Turner, this is about your life. It's not about me and what you tell me. It's about you and what you tell yourself. Because, like I said, if you don't get fentanyl, these substances will still hurt your body and hurt your way of living. If you keep searching out there, eventually, because of the amount of fentanyl on the illicit market, you're gonna get a hot shot. And I mean, it's almost inevitable because of the flood of fentanyl on the drug market. So, sir, you got to make a decision about your life, about whether you're willing to risk that. So I'll go ahead with the stipulation. Like I said, when I have somebody on DUI, I always know that I'm probably going to get them back at least once because they're going to test. They're going to test me and test whether the system actually works. So now you know the system works. If you test positive again, we're going to have a much different conversation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the reason that we're asking you to get the clinical evaluation done is because you likely need counseling. You need counseling. You need the probably level 1 or level 2 counseling. So the clinical evaluation will determine that. Do not lie, please.
So, Your Honor, if he completed an evaluation, he needs to, I guess, go back to the evaluator
He didn't
and to
complete it.
disclose.
Yeah, he had it
Oh,
scheduled for this week, but he
oh, I
got
see.
picked up. Yeah.
Okay. And Your Honor, if I may have one other concern.
Yes,
Um, Mr. Turner stated that he lives in Montgomery, Alabama. I don't know if that's going to be a problem for him to come see me at least once a month in
nope,
person.
he gonna have to, he gonna have to get here somehow. There you got buses. We gonna have to figure it out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
One second. Okay, so, let's see, making sure I have everything, and clinical evaluation. Okay, so defendant shall have 6 days revoked, return to probation to complete all special conditions, all conditions ordered or special conditions. He shall also test at each report, attend one AA or NA meeting per week, and show proof of attendance, and shall complete his clinical and evaluation by May 10th, and attend any counseling that may be ordered. You understand all of these things, Mr. Turner?
No.
Mr. Turner, I'm not doing this for me or for the probation. This is for you, because if you don't get your life under control, then at some point you either gonna end up an old addict who keeps going back and forth to the airport because you don't have any place else to go, and you're trying to scrounge up money to get your drug of choice, or you're gonna run into something that's gonna kill you. Just gonna be honest with you, okay? Take whatever opportunity you have to get yourself some help.
And
Alcoholics Anonymous and yes, Ms. Chang.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. I just want to give him his next appointment to report to me. Mr. Turner, you can come this Thursday, May 1st, or Monday, May 5th. Which one would be better for you?
The fifth.
He said the 5th.
The
May-
5th? Okay, so Monday, May the 5th at 1:30, Mr. Turner.
All right, Mr. Turner, and don't start missing your reports, because if you do that, you definitely coming back to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. I do this because I'm trying to get you to get your life in order, okay? All right? Not because it's gonna affect me one way or the other. I've been doing this job for total 11 years. I think 9 years, no, actually, more than that, 12 years total from magistrate court to here, something like that. But sir, none of this affects how I live. This all affects how you live, okay? All right, take care of yourself, Mr. Turner.
Thank you.
All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office. All right, who's next?
Judge, we could go ahead and do Miss Brooks.
And Your Honor, that's all I have this morning. May I be excused?
You may. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Lynch.
Thank you.
Who's up next?
All right, just to the state and to the defense, I opened a letter from somebody asking for something for, I don't think I can do it, email, looking for, it looks like he wants to undo a traffic offense that happened back in 2022. And I know that I can't, there's nothing I can do with that, which is why I tell people ahead of time, at some point I lose jurisdiction, but I'm gonna go ahead and forward this to y'all, just so it's not ex parte, and if y'all know of anything that you can help him with, that's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So we got what we asked.
All right. All right. Yes, ma'am. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who's this, Mr. Lynch?
This is Melissa Rochelle Brooks, Judge. And Mr. Tipton, I just want to make you aware that I did speak to Ms. Ponder about this case because I didn't know when you were getting back, and we did negotiate an alternative rec. I don't know if she indicated that to you, but I'm going to chat that to you right now.
Is it just the suspended that was
We
written on the file?
30 days balance suspended is what we talked about based on her homelessness status.
I see that written on the file.
Thank you. I just want to make sure before we move forward.
All right. So, Ms. Brooks, raise your right hand for me, ma'am. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down, ma'am. You're before the court on 2022 CR 00621 for Melissa Rochelle Brooks for criminal trespass. You're represented by Attorney Owen Lynch with the law firm of Lister, Holton, Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
Judge, you plead guilty today.
All right, by internal plea of guilty, Ms. Brooks, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On July 19th of 2020, officers with the Jonesboro Police Department responded to 624 Fayetteville Road in Jonesboro, Georgia, here in Clayton County. There they made contact with the defendant, Miss Brooks, as well as with the victim in this case, Mr. Grady, Grady, Bailey, Bailey. It was determined that Miss Brooks did intentionally damage a lamp owned by Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey has not requested any restitution. The state's recommendation, Your Honor, is 12 months, serve 30 days, balance suspended upon do not return to the incident location. Again, that incident location is 624 Fayetteville Road, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236.
All right, Mr. Lynch.
Judge, I did speak to Ms. Brooks. She understands her rights in this case. We are asking the court to accept the recommendation from the state.
Is it also no contact with Grady Bailey?
Your Honor, it'll be no violent harassing contact.
All right, so Ms. Brooks, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 30 days. Balance will be suspended as long as you have no violent or harassing contact with Grady Bailey, and as long as you do not go back to 624 Fayetteville Road, Jonesboro, Georgia, Clayton County. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, Ms. Tolles is here, so I want to make sure that we get her in and use her time efficiently.
And so,
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Tolles. We have Mr. Gonzalez Aguilar.
Yes, ma'am.
one moment.
And Your Honor, while Ms. Tolles speaks to Mr. Gonzalez Aguilar, with Lister and Holt. May I speak with Mr. McCray and Miss Hemphill? Mr. McCray is a victim in one of our cases who has sent us some additional information this morning.
Sure. I'm gonna put you, Ms. McCray, and Ms. Hemphill, Mr. McCray and Ms. Hemphill in breakout room number 3.
Thank
And Your
you.
Honor, did you need me to come to the courtroom? Is it someone I need to go
I
into the
think
court?
that might be easier if you were
Okay.
able to do that. Could you
Yes,
do
ma'am.
that for me? Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
I'll be right there.
All right. All right, so.
And Judge, while she comes, if you want to go ahead and do Antoine Breeding, we are ready on that.
All right, is that Ms. Ponder or Mr.
That's
Tipton?
Mr. Tipton's case, Your Honor. That is the victim that Mr. Tipton will be speaking with.
My apologies.
Okay, so yeah, he's in the breakout room right now. So let's go ahead and see if Ms. Tolles can do, if you can work on Mr. Gonzalez Aguilar, so that we can get Ms. Tolles taken.
And Your Honor, may I step away briefly?
Sure, Mr. McCray, I sent you an invitation to the breakout room. If I did not, then let me see if I can fix that.
Before
There he is.
Deputy Ponder, I believe, unless it was already sent to us, that we're still waiting on a rec for Gonzalez Aguilar. And if I need to tell Tipton, that's fine, but Ms. Tolles is on the way.
Mr. Lynch, can you hold 1 second while I confirm that you've received it?
Oh, you said check my email?
Yeah, I'm checking it. Just give me 1 second.
What you cases? Are these running? You know, yeah, they just handed it to me. You know as much as I. But I would assume that
Mr. Lynch, it's in the second attachment labeled jail rec 2 in that email from Thursday.
Mr. Arnold, you're not muted.
Yeah, I was telling Mr. Lynch where the rec was. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lauren, I'm gonna pull that up, but I believe that's what I pulled up before, and I had the paperwork, but there wasn't a recommendation on it. I'll check again.
I'm clear. I'll let them know. Thank you.
Mr. Tipton? Mr. Tipton?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was waiting to hear that y'all had come out of the breakout room. Are we ready to go forward?
My apologies, Your Honor. We have come out of the breakout room. I'm taking my files down to the courtroom. I need to renegotiate Mr. Breeding's recommendation after speaking with that victim.
All right, is there anybody else that we're ready on, Mr. Taylor? You can head down to the courtroom, Mr. Tipton.
Yes, my apologies, Your Honor.
No problem.
Not at this time, Your Honor. However, I did want to make an announcement.
Sure.
Mr. Myers, from an earlier arraignment calendar was rescheduled today. He has been taken up to Judge Mason's courtroom. I asked the deputies to go ahead and allow him to do that because I think his felony matters are what's keeping us from resolving our cases here. So I asked that he be allowed to.
So do we need to continue him until the next jail calendar? Because I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. It's just don't know when Judge Mason's calendar starts and how long it will take. So I don't know that, I don't want.
If he's not returned here before the end of our calendar, then yes, I would ask for it to be continued.
Okay.
Get some information that allows him to make a decision on our case because he's brought back here. I'll inform the court.
All righty. No problem. All right, so when Mr. Tipton gets to the courtroom, we should be able to continue.
And Your Honor, I am present.
Mr. Taylor, did we have any
Do
of
you have any announcement on Robinson or I think just
or
Robinson?
Swan?
Robinson is a negotiated plea based on the state's offer.
And I'm ready on Robinson if anyone
Okay,
else is ready.
if Robinson is up, we can do Robinson.
And we're also ready on Gonzalez as soon as Mr. Tipton gets here.
Okay, he's coming into the courtroom. So let's go ahead and do Robinson if we have it. If not, we'll do,
We're ready on Robinson.
okay.
The only thing you should need to worry about is Swan and Cruz. As far as now. There's also Frank.
Do we have a record on Swan?
Yes. I do. However, we're about to do a plea and then we can talk about it. Okay, who's next? We're gonna do Robinson and then Gonzalez Aguilar. Let me go ahead and do that one next. So we can get this whole time. Okay. Thank you. No, you're right. Y'all bringing Robinson? Aaron Robinson, female. right here. You're gonna stand next to me, okay, Ms. Robinson?
Raise your right hand for me, Ms. Robinson.
You're right.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Ms. Robinson. All right, so Ms. Robinson, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Aaron Alicia Robinson, 2025 CR 03746 for criminal trespass. You're represented by Attorney Owen Lynch, who's right there next to you. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
Judge, she'll plead guilty today.
All right, Ms. Robinson, by entering a plea of guilty, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, Ms. Robinson? All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Judge, we can stipulate to the factual basis. This is gonna be a criminal trespass case at the airport, and that's on the pleadings.
All right, what's the recommendation?
Yes, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 15 days, credit for time served, balance suspended, do not return unless the defendant has official business or a ticket.
And I have explained that to Ms. Robinson. She does understand that she's not to return to the airport. From speaking to her, she does know where she's going to go after she's released. And I have explained to her she can go to the airport if she has a ticket to fly, but not for any other reason. She did indicate that she was there because of the food court. However, she acknowledges she was previously given a criminal trespass notice. And so that's why.
Okay, Ms. Robinson, please be mindful that they already know, they have your picture and they've already given you a criminal trespass, so you can't go back to the airport.
I'll turn. I'm not going back.
Okay.
I live in Mobile, Alabama.
Unless you have ticket to travel on that date, you cannot go back to the Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport. You'll 12 months to serve 15 days, credit for time served, and the balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to the airport, okay?
So am I free to go?
You can go back with the sheriff's office, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. All right, Ms. Robinson, be safe.
You too, thank you.
Okay.
And we're ready on Gonzalez Aguilar. It's going to be a negotiated plea.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Tolles.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. Raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Jose Gonzalez Aguilar, 2025 CR 03798. Count 1 is driving with expired registration. Count 2 is a hit and run accident. And count 3, failure to yield the right of way. And you're represented by Attorney Owen Lynch, who's with you at the podium. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to all 3 of these offenses?
Judge, he's gonna enter a plea of no contest to each offense.
I enter in a plea of nolo to counts 1, 2, and 3. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to present evidence and testimony on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And sir, if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or nolo could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Yes.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please. Interpreter speed.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 2nd of 2024, officers were called to 636 Catherine Street in reference to a automobile accident that occurred at the intersection of Jonesboro Road and Scott Road. It was determined that a vehicle driven by the defendant before you, Mr. Gonzalez Aguilar, was pulling out of a liquor store and collided with a vehicle that had the right of way. It was determined that it was Mr. Aguilar's vehicle based on the tag that was taken at the scene. It was determined that Mr. Gonzalez Aguilar did fail to yield the right of way while making the right turn and was driving while his license was expired. Based on those facts, Your Honor, the police officer took out warrants for driving while license expired, hit and run, and failure to yield the right of way. The state's recommendation is for count 1, a suspended fine of $300, 120 days to serve, credit for time served. Count 2 will be a suspended fine of $500, 120 days to serve, credit for time served, running concurrent with count 1. And count 3 will be a suspended fine of $100 and 120 days to run concurrent with count 1 and 2. The defendant is presently in the Clayton County Jail for a pending felony. Nothing further from the state.
All right. All right. For count 1, 120 days, $300 fine, credit for time served, fine suspended. Count 2, 120 days, credit for time served, balance suspended, $500 fine suspended to run concurrent with count 1. Count 3, $100 fine suspended, 120 days credit for time served.
If the interpreter may pause for a moment. I'm sorry, Your Honor. What was the fine for that one?
$100 suspended. And count 3 will run concurrent with count 1. Okay. And on Gonzalez can go back with the sheriff's office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tolles. I think that's it for us, Ms. Tolles. You too, ma'am.
No.
All right, who's next?
Judge, I'm not sure if Mr. Taylor has anything ready. I think I need one moment to confer with Mr. Tipton on one of our cases.
Yeah, he said something about breeding.
Your Honor, I do have an announcement. Ms. Swan, from
Yes.
out the bond arraignment calendar, we are entering a not guilty to the accusation today. I have Ms. Swan's contact information. She was concerned that she may have a bench warrant because she didn't get notice previously and may have missed court.
Okay, I don't see a bench warrant. If there's a bench warrant for Miss Ashley G. Swan, 2021 CR 06899. Please locate that and we'll go ahead and dismiss the bench warrant if there is one. I don't see any notes on here that say that. But Ms. Swan, please keep in touch with your attorneys. Please make sure that you are able to reach them, but they're always able to reach you so that they can communicate any further information that you all are working on, okay?
And Your Honor, I do see that she does have an active bench warrant. So the state will prepare that bench warrant recall.
All right, so
Miss
Ms. Swan,
Ashley.
I'll sign the bench warrant set aside today when I receive it, okay?
Thank you so much.
And Ms.
All right, just
Ms.
make sure
Swan,
that you have updated your information with the clerk's office.
Yes.
And I'll take care of that as well, Ms. Swan. I'll follow up with you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You're free to
All
leave.
right, anything else?
I'm free to go. We're all good.
Yes, ma'am. You, Ms. Swan, you're free to go.
Have a great morning. Thank you.
All right, so,
Your Honor,
yes,
from yesterday's bond forfeiture calendar, there was a Harold Raymond, and you spoke,
yes,
his parents were
yes. So,
present.
Mr.
Are also
Raymond,
present here.
huh?
They are present here today. I think there was some information you wanted them to provide. However, I looked up to see if Mr. Raymond was brought over from Henry County. And it
Well,
doesn't say he was
I
done.
guess I was trying to tell them as they were walking out that it was possible that he wouldn't get brought over in
Sure.
time for today's calendar. He was picked up in Henry County on a bench warrant for DUI, and he is in Henry County, but they were saying that he missed the court case, the original court case, because of some medical issues. And so I asked them to just try and bring that information here, and I would appoint you all, if you all had not already been appointed, I would appoint you to his case unless they had counsel.
I don't know the status of his,
You could just ask them to come on out. Ask one of them.
come on up, please.
All right. So Mr. Raymond is going to be on a jail calendar. The issue is that I don't control him. I don't control any of the sheriff's offices. So when they bring them over, it's kind of up to when they have the availability to do that. They have not yet brought Mr. Raymond over, but I anticipate that they'll bring him over for our next jail calendar. The issue is, are you all going to hire an attorney for him, or do I need to appoint counsel for him?
You could go ahead and appoint counsel. Thank you.
Okay, so he's entitled to appointed counsel because he'll be in jail. So I'll, at the point where he appears, I'll go ahead and appoint counsel. And the reason I ask is because a lot of times the family will go out and hire an attorney, and where he'll ask for appointed counsel, you all will be working with somebody and he won't know. Or we won't know. So if you want appointed counsel, those gentlemen behind you are going to likely be the individuals who will be representing Mr. Raymond. But if you have information for them concerning his health or anything that would have kept him from coming to court and addressing these charges earlier, please provide that information to Mr. Lynch or Mr. Taylor.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So, Mr. Taylor, I'm going to do another, you should be available. We've got some hands to us, but if you want to have conversation with Mr. Taylor.
soon as they come back, I'll ask them to need a brief pause before we start going. So you might come down here and just let them know what the alteration is going to be issued.
Yes, of course.
Can we get breeding?
Male?
Male, yeah. We're going to bring out Mr. Breeding for a negotiated plea, Judge. I'm just going to take one moment to advise him as to a slight amendment to the recommendation.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Lynch, whenever you're ready.
Judge, we are ready. Mr. Tipton indicated he's walking to his office just to make sure that he has the ability to potentially share documents, but he should be there momentarily.
Okay.
Do y'all have Franklin up?
It's ready, Your Honor.
Oh, that was fast.
Are we ready?
Yes, Judge.
All right, raise your right hand for me, Mr. Breeding. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Sir, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Antoine Deshawn Breeding, 2025 CR 01628 for obstructed in a telephone call. And on case 2025 CR 03775 for harassing phone calls. You're with your attorney, Mr. Owen Lynch, with the law firm of Lister Holton Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what is your client plea to each of these cases and each of the charge in each case?
Judge, he pleads no contest to both cases. Both.
All right, by entering a plea of no load case ending in 01628, and by entering a plea of no load in the case ending in 03775, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And so if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
No.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Beginning with case ending in 1628. On November 5th of 2024, officers were called to 1194 Kristen, that's Kristen Cove in Atlanta, here in Clayton County, in a portion of Atlanta that was in the boundaries of Clayton County. There it was determined that the defendant before you, Mr. Antoine Breeding, did cause or allow, did prevent the victim, Mr. Jaquan, Jaykwon McCray, from making or completing a 911 call. The state's recommendation on this case, Your Honor, is 12 months served, 21 days, 40 hours of community service, anger management, and no contact directly or indirectly through third persons or otherwise via social media or any other form of media with Mr. Jaquan McCray. With regard to case ending in 3775 on March 2nd of 2025, officers arrived at the same incident location, which is 1194 Kristen Cove, which is where Mr. Jaquan McCray, who is the ex-boyfriend of Mr. Breeding, did state that Mr. Breeding has been harassing him over the course of the previous day, sending several texts and phone calls and online posts regarding him. The state's recommendation in this case, Your Honor, is 12 months consecutive to case 2025 CR 01628. And that's going to be suspended 12 months, where the only condition is no contact directly or indirectly through third party or otherwise with Mr. Jaquan McCray, his immediate family, And also no contact for any social media or any other type of media. Mr. McCray is on the Zoom call. I believe Mr. McCray had a statement he wished to make.
And
All right, Mr.
before Mr.
McCray.
McCray makes his statement, I just may clarify, I just wanted one point. The sentence for the first case, 12 months to serve 20 days, credit for time served, balance probated, 40 hours, anger management, no contact of any kind. Is that accurate, Mr. Tipton?
Let's see, 40 hours. Yes, sir, that is.
The
That's
only
what I
difference
have.
is that that he's got credit. I just wanted to make sure that was there.
Okay. All right, Mr. McCray, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. McCray, go ahead and let me know what your name is now.
Well, I'm just the ex-boyfriend of Antoine. I just wanted to be just no contact, just no more threats, just no contact. That's really no phone calls. I did change my number. However, I believe he might have got it. I don't know, but I'm gonna change my number again. I just want just no contact, no threats. That's all.
Okay. All right. Mr. Breeding, let me just tell you, y'all young people do this relationship stuff differently because y'all got social media. And social media, you know, as much as it has been a beautiful technology to help a lot of people, it is also a problem because folk who can't let stuff go have an outlet by which they can continue foolishness. Let me just tell you something. A mature relationship is that both parties want to be in the relationship. And when both parties don't want to be in the relationship anymore, then both parties can be free of the relationship. Just because you feel like somebody is supposed to be in a relationship with you, everybody has their own agency. People are adults. And so why would you want to force somebody to be in a relationship with you? Or why would you want to continue to use your time and abilities to punish them for not wanting to be in a relationship with you? You got me? Relationships mean that, first of all, I tell people all the time, and for some reason, I don't know that people get this, but being in a relationship with somebody should be where peace is. These folk who think relationships are about drama and showing out and, you know, letting everybody else know who you are in the relationship and how you got to one up on somebody in a relationship, that's foolishness. Because why would somebody want to hang in there and be your support, your backbone, that person for you, if that's how they get treated? So I'm saying all this not because you're going to have contact with Mr. McCray. You're not having contact with Mr. McCray for the next 2 years. That's the purpose of all of this. But what I say to you is we repeat patterns when we go into relationships. We look for the same things. And if drama is your pattern, Mr. Breeding, not everybody likes that. Not everybody wants to be in a relationship where drama is the pattern. Not everybody wants to be in a relationship where they can go off on somebody and punish them and then have, that is not what love is about for most people. And if that's your perception of what love is, you may need to get some counseling so that you get into your next relationship healthy. Okay? Because I promise you, not everybody wants that. That's stalking, essentially, is what that is. And so that's when I tell you the second thing is I'm going to sentence you on the case ending in on the first case, the case ending in 01628 to 12 months to serve 21 days, credit for time served. Balance will be probated for you to take do 40 hours of community service and take your anger management class, and you're to have no contact with Mr. Jaquan McCray. And now you heard all of those things that Mr. Tipton said. The second case ending in 03775 will run consecutive, which means for 24 months, you're going to be under my supervision. And I don't forget stuff at all. When you come back to me, I'm going to say, okay, what happened? Mr. Did you have contact with Mr. McCray? Because let me tell you what happens if you have contact with Mr. McCray. If you have contact with Mr. McCray, the balance of your sentence could be revoked so that you could spend the remainder of the 24 months in jail. You could also have additional misdemeanors or felonies charged against you. And by felonies, I mean the felony of aggravated stalking, which is punishable by up to 10 years in prison in the Georgia prison system, not jail, a $10,000 fine, or both. Okay, so, but more than anything, Mr. Breeding, what I want for you is to reconnect to what is a healthy relationship. And a lot of us don't see that growing up. A lot of us see drama. A lot of us see violence, unfortunately. A lot of us see relationships that have never really worked for someone's peace. But what I want you to get is relationships don't have to be drama and crazy. You get me? They're supposed to be the place where the drama and the crazy that you face on the outside, when you come through those doors and you talk to that person, that's supposed to be the person where the drama and the crazy goes away and the peace and the love come. Okay? And I wish the same for you, Mr. McCray. A lot of times, I said, we look for patterns and we start attaching ourselves to the same type of person. Even though we say we want something different, we haven't learned how to find different, okay? And so if you're finding you're getting into those same patterns, then therapy is open to you too, okay? Because you want a relationship where
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
just not abusive, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you're free to go at this time, Mr. McCray, Mr. Breeding. You're going to go back with the sheriff's office for out processing. Please understand that while you're on probation, the quickest way to get rearrested is to not appear for your probation reports. Please make sure that you keep in touch with your probation officers. And if you're having difficulty with anything, you talk to them so that they can help you through your probation successfully. You understand?
Absolutely.
All right, but yeah, if I was you,
Oh wait, I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
last thing. I'm so sorry. She just reminded me. One last thing. He did post my social and my ID on social media. I sent all the screenshots into Miss Chandra and everything. That's just one last thing. I don't know how, some way, confiscate his phone, or I don't know. I
Okay,
had to freeze
Mr.
my
McCray,
social.
the first thing you need to do is contact all three.
I did. I froze it.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah, my mom
protect your
helped me.
credit.
Yeah, my mom helped me.
Mr. Breeding, if any of that is up, you need to take it down immediately. Because that's doxing. That's a felony.
And I sent the
And it's
audio of him confirming he posted my social and ID also.
and in some senses, I'm not all positive about how it becomes a federal crime, but it could be a federal crime. So you have to understand, Mr. Breeding, you can't force somebody to like you. And when they stop liking you or they're not in a relationship with you, you can't punish them for not being in a relationship with you. You got it? So any of that stuff that might still be out there, you need to take that down. I mean, the damage is probably already done, but you need to take that down. And Mr. McCray, you're young enough to where it might not make a whole difference to you as far as what you've already established, but you might want to contact the Social Security Administration about getting a new Social Security number.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm in the
All
process.
right, and then that's the last thing you share with somebody you're in a relationship with. You got to almost be married before you share your Social Security information, okay?
Yeah, I never sent it. I think he went to my phone and got it. I don't know.
I
don't know. Yeah.
All right, then. You're free to go at this time. All right, Mr. Breeding, you can go back with the sheriff's office.
Judge.
Yes.
Oh, nothing. I just said thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to step away and speak to Mr. Lindley.
Okay,
and
so this is what I have left. I have Cruz has 2 cases. They look trafficky. Then I have Franklin, Lindley, Myers, Pearson.
So, Judge, I'm going to speak to Mr. Franklin and Mr. Lindley, and then that will complete that. And I think Mr. Taylor is going to handle the remainder of the cases.
Okay. All right.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Jahi Cruz.
Yes.
He has a pending violation of probation, felony violation of probation pending.
Yeah, you heard me say Mr. Cruz is back.
Yes, he is back. These are very old cases, 2021 and 2023 for even earlier incidents. However, what we'd like to ask the court for is a continuance on these matters to see how the probation works out and then to come back to court.
Are we talking 2 weeks, a month? What are we talking?
He wasn't able to give me a probation hearing date. I don't know how quickly those come to court in Superior Court. But I would say a month should give that. That matter should be handled within a month. I feel.
Okay, so 1 month continuance. If he bonds out, then make sure that we are aware of that so we can put him on an arraignment calendar.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, and then the remaining cases are Fulton, Lindley, Myers, and Pearson, and I'll be back when y'all are ready on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge, I do have two announcements. Franklin negotiated plea when he's not guilty. I do need to talk to you though, because you did a UKR on that based on your recommendation. Unfortunately, he's held on a BOP, but the state with the jail didn't give him a UKR. I don't know if they did something, but I'm gonna maybe try to address that, but it's not. It's just different racial Robinson. Word for word. Yep, sounds about right. Have you already taken Gonzalez Aguilar back? No, sir. Okay, I'm gonna try to, can I give him a piece of paper with the PD's office number? Yep. Numbers are numbers, I think.
You're not muted.
Yeah, I got it.
Alan was clean, right?
Just a question. Franklin's a plea, correct? I have a copy of your money. No. It's word of, kind of, you said, you know, just forget. No, the last thing, AKIMBGL. Yeah, up and up.
I'm not sure how to make it. Yeah, I'm gonna.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, okay. What, you know, wrong with?
All right, we're ready. Who's this?
Judge, this is Mr. Franklin.
Mr. Franklin, raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand out. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Mr. Myron Jermaine Franklin, 2025 CR 03774. Mr. Franklin, you're before the court for criminal trespass, count 1, BGCSA, count 2. Mr. Lynch is your attorney and he's with you at the podium. Mr. Lynch, what's your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Judge, to count 1, he pleads no contest. To count 2, the state has agreed to no pros pursuant to the plea.
All right, by entering a plea of nolo to count 1, count 2 will be no pros, sir. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On April 11th of 2025, officers with the MARTA Police Department issued a 12-hour suspension to the defendant before you, Mr. Franklin, who was refusing to leave the concourse at the time. Within that 12-hour period, Mr. Franklin returned to the MARTA station and began making another disturbance. This was while the criminal trespass suspension was in effect. Based on that, warrants were taken out for him he was arrested for criminal trespass. The state's recommendation is 12 months served 12 days, credit for time served, balance suspended upon do not return to the MARTA location at the Atlanta airport. Count 2 will be null pros per plea negotiations.
All right, Mr. Lynch.
Judge, that was the recommendation I relayed to Mr. Franklin. We would ask the court accept the recommendation.
All right, does Mr. Franklin have a challenge when it comes to housing?
Judge, I don't know that he does necessarily. Got somewhere to go.
Okay. So, Mr. Franklin, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. Nolo to count 1, count 2 will be no pros. I'll send you to 12 months to serve 12 days. Credit for time served, balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to the MARTA location at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
It's probably a good idea that you stay away from the airport unless you have business there or you have plans to travel and a ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Franklin, how old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay, Mr. Franklin, I'm gonna need you to get it together, sir, because this is the kind of stuff where you don't need to be wasting your time on. You need to be working and making sure that you have a home for yourself and that you're living your life. You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's get it together, Mr. Franklin. Thank you. You can go back with the sheriff's office. All right.
Judge, I do have an announcement from Mr. Lindley.
Okay. Go ahead.
Judge, we're going to enter a not guilty plea today on behalf of Mr. Lindley.
All right, Mr. Lindley is, one second. Okay, does he have something going on upstairs or is this just y'all need more time?
No, Judge.
I mean, if you just want to go to trial, that's fine. I'm just saying, I'm looking at the charge.
He does have something else holding him in here, Judge. I am going to follow up with him and potentially he may decide to change his plea or he may decide to proceed.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't holding him in here on this.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, because if we needed to talk about something else. All right, so now, the last two cases I understand are Myers and Pearson.
Your Honor, Mr. Myers has not come down from, I'm sorry, Judge Mason's courtroom.
Okay, so we'll continue Mr. Myers, for next week or 2 weeks?
Let's give that 2 weeks.
And that's Mr. Myers, correct?
Yes, Mr. Myers, Corey Myers with 2 cases.
Okay. And yeah, let's hope that that resolves whatever's going on upstairs. Okay, and Pearson?
Your Honor, that's the state's motion.
State's motion. Mr. Tipton?
That's me, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Are you
Ms.
able to hear me?
Fonda.
I'm sorry.
Okay, motion to revoke bond. All right, is Mr. Pearson available?
So far. These are also date stamps, so if you knew exactly what date that information came.
I'm not sure.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Pearson's present in the courtroom.
All right, so we ready?
Your Honor, we're asking if the state is intending to proceed on their motion.
Ms. Ponder?
Thank you, Your Honor. I do apologize about that. Your Honor, as far as Mr. Pearson's motion, Your Honor, if this court is not inclined, the state will request a continuance. If the court is not inclined to continue the state's request, the state will, at this point,
Okay, who's the alleged
withdraw
victim?
our motion.
Okay, who's the alleged victim in the case?
Is that one? Your Honor, there are two, sure I have it correctly. There is one victim in the case from both incidents. The name of the victim, I have Sean Buggs. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly. It's Quishane. Last name Buggs, Buggs. And then in the other case, it's the same victim.
Okay. All right.
I'm probably pronouncing her name incorrectly.
Okay, and since I've been sitting here, who is Mr. Pearson all hugged up with in the courtroom?
That's what? Girlfriend unrelated to the case, Your Honor. This particular case with Miss Bug, I believe, the initial case is from 2020. It's over 5 years old.
Okay, well, I'm gonna accept the motion to withdraw. If y'all ask to schedule it and then y'all aren't ready, it's best you withdraw it. That will conclude the case. Mr. Pearson, let me just remind you, sir, you may not have any contact with this person, but under the bond conditions, you are not permitted to have any contact, not through third parties, not through social media, not your mom and them calling to ask how they doing, not any of that. So no contact, because you are subject to having your bond revoked, a motion for bond revocation and a hearing. Bond could be revoked, and you could also be charged with additional misdemeanors or felonies. And so please let all your family members know and your people, it is not helpful to you for any of them to have contact with this individual. Are we clear?
And just to clarify, Your Honor, I've discussed that that information with Mr. Pearson. We don't intend to have any contact.
They don't have any children together, do they?
They do not.
Okay, thank goodness. All right.
I know there's allegations that Ms. Ponder may object to, or with that characterization. My understanding is there was a baby, but there's been no proof of parentage. However, I just wanted to clarify that the state is withdrawing their motion to revoke bond. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all. That's
All right.
all.
That's the last case that we have. We're free to go at this time. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too.